Thank you, sir, for your word of wisdom. Now, we would like to introduce Dr. Abhijit Banubakod, sir. He's an leader, researcher, author, award winner, and also he's working in capacity of principal at MIT Institute of Computer Science. He's having more than 25 years of academic training and industrial experience. Sir has received a PhD degree in computer science from Symbiosis International University, and he's also having done his ME degree in computer engineering from Pune University. Apart from that, sir is member of Board of Studies, Academic Council of various universities. He is also the recipient of MET Gaurav Award, and apart from that, he is also the guide to many Indian universities. At the same time, sir has published over 100 papers at international journals and conferences. He's also authored several books of national repute, international repute of Springer and other publishers. We welcome you to our conference, sir, and we look forward to hear it from you. Before that, we would also like to welcome our principal ma'am to the conference. She was busy, but then she had made it to the event. Thank you, ma'am, for the event.
Right, Chandra.
शेयर करना पड़ेगा.
FI कर शेयरिंग चालू है.
Things will go this. Please come on, sir. Please come on. इसमें शेयर विद मीडिया करना पड़ेगा. नहीं करते ना.
नहीं करता.
ये नहीं सर से प्रेजेंट.
निबल एडिटिंग चलेगा. दोनों चीजों में
Good morning to everyone. My area of research is query optimization, object-oriented database management system. But today I am going to discuss on a very different topic. Probably I am trying this topic first time with you people. The role of digital technology in education transformation. I am extending the topic of sir only. He has already talked about the vlogs and the gamifications. If you look at the ancient system, there is a grand goal of education, was philosophical, was the man-making and character building. Okay. During this time, religious and spiritual education was prominent, and there are a lot of universities called as Nalanda and Takshashila. The time has changed. Now, the education become more economic oriented. It's a very job oriented education. It's a practical based education. How can you talk about the quality of education? We have to provide the education who the student is economically productive. He has to have a balanced life. He has to be work in society and he will enjoy the peaceful life. Okay. He has to enhance in his career, okay, and he has to go in a very different kind of heights. So the higher education, if you look at the concept of higher education, first is the production of qualified human resources. Then we know that the country is developed with the help of qualified human resources only. We have to have a training and research career. We have to have an efficient management, efficient professions. Then there are three angles. You can say that teaching, learning, and researchers. Okay. But nowadays the fourth dimension is very important, and that is what placement. You all you take the admission in the colleges on the basis of placement only. On the first day of admission, can take that कि कितना percent placement होता है, कितना package मिलता है मुझे. Okay. So placement is the fourth dimension, and it's very important nowadays. What are the functions of higher education? To cater the skilled manpower needs, change the curriculum according to the needs of the nation. We know that we have to satisfy the nation needs, so we have to every time we have to change the curriculum to prepare the student for research and training. We have to provide specialized training courses as per social and economic demands. Most of the times, the teachers are also reluctant by shifting from chalk to talk, chalk and talk to the ICT, information communication technologies. Then education for life, education through life, and education throughout life is the slogan. Okay. The student has to be a continuous learner. If you look at the field like information technology, continuous learning is very important. And to promote the international cooperation through internationalization, research, technology, and networking. But if you teach this, if you teach today the way we are taught yesterday, we are not preparing the student for today or tomorrow. We have to change. The teachers are digital immigrants. I already said that we are digital immigrants. We are using the technology, but you people are digital native. You're grown in technology. Okay. Bloom's taxonomy. I think all the teachers and students are not familiar with this Bloom taxonomy. What is that? What is Bloom taxonomy? What is Bloom's taxonomy? Anyone? No, I'm talking about the digital Bloom's taxonomy. It's the advanced version of Bloom taxonomy. Teacher can also answer. So there are ways of learning. First of all, we are remembering. Okay. Then we have to understand. We have to apply the knowledge, analyze the knowledge. Okay. So it is completely changed nowadays. Remembering is to retrieve the information just Google. Nowadays we are remembering the information with the help of Google. The student should know which kind of keyword has to place into the Google so that he will get the exact information. Understanding, we have to apply the various bookmarks. We have to apply we have to get the metadata, that is about the data about the data. Then next is applying with the help of presentation, with the help of Wikipedia. We have to apply the knowledge. Then analyzing with the help of various survey tools. Students learn to process the data, divide into various parts, divide the entire data into certain models, and apply that. And make the criteria-based judgment to process of reviewing and evaluating with the help of Excel and all. And finally, we have to create a new coherent product for using the vast knowledge. Which with the help of these technologies, we have to understand the things, and we have to create a product, okay, which are totally different one. This is all about the Bloom digital taxonomy. So we are at the era of education 4.0. Okay. So we have to satisfy the needs of industrial revolution 4.0. Okay. So in order to satisfy the needs of industrial revolution 4.0, we have to understand education 4.0. So what is education 4.0? Anyone? What is education 4.0? Yes. What is education 4.0? Anyone? Just Google and tell me. Now, what is education 4.0? Virtual education. Okay, good. Anyone? Technology integrated teaching learning. Very correct. Technology integrated. Any other? See, before discussing this, we are discussing the industrial revolution 4.0. Was started in the 19th century and was the power and steam of water rapidly increased the productivity of labor. It was an era of mechanization and steam. Made the James Watt's first time invented the steam and power. So there is a lot of revolution in that. Industry 2.0 was the mass industry production when the electricity was the key driver at that time. Industry 3.0, the use of computing in the industry in the development of personal computers when there was the era of computer in the year of the in 1970s. Now it's the industrial revolution 4.0. We can also call it as a digital revolution with the help of various kinds of technologies like artificial intelligence, block data, cloud computing. So the various kinds of innovations are used in the pillars of industrial revolution 4.0. Okay. So I represent actually the smart industry with the help of various kinds of pillars. What are these pillars? You can just remember these are the A, B, C, D, A, R, A, I. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, big data, cloud computing, data analytics, A, B, C, D, AR, AI, additive manufacturing, that is 3D printing, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality, and the Internet of Things. These are the 8 major pillars of industrial revolution. The breadth and depth of these technologies transform the entire system of the industry, production, management, and the human resource. These are all the buzzwords nowadays: digitization, smart city, Internet of Things, big data, disruptions. In order to ready the industry 4.0 workforce, we have to teach the student in a way so that it will be absorbed in the industrial revolution 4.0. So students should know the various kinds of soft skills. He must have an industrial knowledge. He must have a smart sensors. He must have a knowledge of various kinds of sensors. And again, the control systems at the heart. You can say that the control system is the heart of information technology. There are various control systems that you can find into the computers, keyboards, mouse. There are the various controllers. You have to have a knowledge of networking. Nowadays, networking is very important. And in the last block, that is called as how to extract the data, data analytics or data scientist. This data extraction is very important nowadays. So these 6 building blocks are very important. The student should know each and every block to satisfy the needs of Industrial Revolution 4.0. So to meet the need of IR 4.0, we have to use modern teaching and learning methods that lead to education 4.0. Again, what is education 4.0? I think. So can just say the revolution in education. If you look at the education 1.0, it was the Guru Shishya Parampara. The education was totally lecture oriented and the memorization. Education 2.0, when the printing press got invented, and at that time the books was the only thing that the students are extracting the knowledge with the help of books only. Earlier, there in the education 1.0, there was one-to-one education, but in the case of 2.0, there is one-to-many education. Education 3.0, when the internet, you can say that when the www came into the existence, that was the era of education 3.0, beginning of digital age. Now, the era of education 4.0 is the learner-centric, not the teacher-centric. It's a learner-centric, innovation-oriented education. We can also call it as an intelligent education with the help of various technology, that is again ABCD, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing. And we can satisfy the Industrial Revolution 4.0 and also the outcome-based education that we are already, if we are heading the National Board of Accreditation or NAAC, outcome-based education. So education 4.0 means intelligent education. It is learning through machine. It is the personal education with the help of technology, where teaching methods have slowly transformed into the technology-based teaching with the help of, again, what? ABCD, ARA. What are the characteristics of education? First of all, anytime, anywhere, this education is available anytime. There is no need of go to college and attend the lectures. It's a remote learning, flipped classroom. If you can learn the theory outside the classroom, and you can perform the practical in the college itself. Student customized learning. The student can learn the technologies with the help of various kinds of technological tools like Kahoot, Quizlet. And student centric, they decide what they want according to the needs of the student. We have to satisfy them. Okay, when students are involved in their syllabus training, that is called a student centric education. Project based learning. So whatever you have learned into your 3 years of graduation, you have to apply your skills. It's called as project based learning. Experimental learning through internship, mentorship, and project. After the completion of, say, 2 semesters, 3 semesters, you have to perform the internship so that you will get the practical exposure in the industries. Field experience, practical applications. Okay. means student instead of students, teachers also has to involved in that. Okay. Instead of finding the project grants in DSP, AICP, teacher has to work with Wipro and TCS so that he will get a practical knowledge. Differential assessment of student instead of 2 to 3 hours examination, student maintain the digital portfolios. Like that, we are having a different kind of portfolio. If you did any kind of program, if you invent any kind of program, okay, you have to add this program or algorithm into your portfolio. So instead of preparing the CV, you have to present the portfolios. Student ownership, flexible delivery, involvement of student in the syllabus information. The students are involved into the framing of syllabus. So we have to align the industry 4.0 and the education 4.0. In order to satisfy the industry 4.0, we have to align with the education 4.0. Flexible production line, we know that the industries are always flexible. Okay, so according to the industry, we are also flexible. Flexible learning path, we have to learn anywhere. Okay. Online quality control, formative assessment. There are two concepts: summative assessment and formative assessment. Summative assessments at the end of the examining semester, we are conducting an examination that is called as formative. But in case of summative assessment, in case of formative assessment, after every interval of time, we are conducting the examination of the students. Then many custom products, different solutions to problem. According to the customer need, there are different. So industry has to manufacture the different products. So according to that, for every problem, student has to invent a different kind of solutions. Lifelong learning, continuous teacher training. So it means we are satisfying the industry according to the. So there are 5 I's of learning. First of all, imbibing. Earlier, there was only a chalk and talk method, and we were extracting the knowledge with the help of books only. But nowadays, the things are different. It's totally changed. There are a lot of resources you can extract. People are extracting the knowledge from different kind of sources. YouTube, okay. There are various sites are there. So success is not very difficult nowadays because the information availability is more. Iterating, as sir said that we have to teach the student with the help of game-based learning. Game-based are nothing but the tools assessments. Then interpreting application of knowledge for solving complex problems. Because you have to apply your knowledge in order to solve the complex problems. Develop interest and curiosity. We have to cover, teacher has to cover the part of one concept in the class and another concept has to use the students, innovating, think differently and come up with the original concepts. Then we have to be very smart, like Pando. 5 warriors. Student has to be very, what student will be, what exactly student, we have to be very specific, what exactly the requirement of students, how student will be assessed. Then can he or she achieve the objectives after delivering one session, whether the student exactly learn or not, that is very important. Then appropriate for the course complete before deadline. You have to be time bound, we have to finish the syllabus, we have to finish the course within the time bound. So what is taught is not what is learned. Okay. Every time we taught the student, but how many times the students actually learn, that is very important. The student possesses different abilities, personalities, and come from variety of background. Every student having different kinds of background. Okay, so teachers are teaching to the students, but how this what exactly the students are really learn or not, that we have to find out. There's a different concept called as cafeteria model of education. Cafeteria model is exactly like a slide, but students are offered a variety range of courses from various fields. One can choose whatever they are interested in. and can create its own pattern, what is timetable. But according to the needs of the students, we have to serve to the students. We have to frame the timetable according to the needs. There is a choice-based educational system is, we are having, okay. But in fact, I don't know how many colleges are really implementing this choice-based education. It's nothing but the chaos-based education system. Because we are having limited number of teachers, we are having limited number of classes. So every time there are so many electives, but we are asking the student, you have to select this subject only because this is a very good subject and you will get job offers in that subject. But the thing will be totally changed tomorrow. Most probably the student comes to you and he will ask to you that I want a 50% knowledge of science, I want a 20% electronics and communication, 10% of architecture, 15% of electrical engineering, and 5% of meteorology. Tomorrow these things will come. Okay. Now there will be not a engineering, that Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science. It will be a general engineering. It will be a cocktail of all kinds of things. The things will be changed very rapidly. So young people need skills and experience for a job of the future, not for the past. 70% of young people are currently entering into the workplace in job that will be radically affected by the automation. So there is going to be rapid change going to be visible. So most of the industries are already disappeared. If you look at the hotel industry, if you look at the aviation industry, will hardly exist in another 2 years. Because of this invention of smartphones, all the PCOs and all totally vanished. So tomorrow there will be no college also. There will be a completely remote learning. Okay. So generation Z is defined as the 10 years age between 1995 to 2010. So they are all the digital natives. You can just see the comparison of digital immigrants and digital natives. In earlier days, we had a face-to-face interaction. Now there will be a virtual interaction. Less control by social media. Okay. It's Android each, more distractions. Earlier it was a book reading habit. Now it's the world of video and WhatsApp. We'll get the knowledge with the help of videos and WhatsApp. It was the first career path. Now it's a diverse career path. The students are, who are opting, who are going for mechanical engineering. Tomorrow he'll work with the information technology industries. So there are different kinds of career paths. Limited access to information, abundant access of information. Future jobs are completely changed. Will be most, and is not in the machine, but combination of both human and machine. We'll get the jobs, robotics, we'll get modern creative things, multi-intelligence. So all kinds of jobs are available in the big data analytics, Internet of Things, machine learning, augmented and virtual reality. So we have to change the paradigm. We have to demand-led instead of supply-led education. We have to give the education as per the demand. Okay, it's a demand-led education. Job-oriented instead of knowledge-based. Then incorporate the disruptive technology skill set. Lifelong learning will be there. Then instead of a bulky course like 3 years course, 4 years course, there will be a modular courses of 6 months, 1 year. So modular degree instead of one shot going. Emphasize on emotional intelligence and IQ alone. Focuses on purposefulness, mindfulness, and leading to happiness H index. In research thing, we are talking about the H index, I index. Okay. So we teachers, we have to think about the happiness index of the students, whether our students are happy or not. So we have to think about this happiness index. So we have moved from in 19th century, there was agriculture economy, so we moved to industrial economy, knowledge economy, and now it's the innovation society that is available in 21st century. If you look at The previous skill. This kind of skill we are expecting from the students: quality control, okay, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence. To 2020, now the skill sets are totally changed. What we are expecting? We are expecting the critical thinking. We are expecting the creativity from the students. We have to expect that the student has to work collaboratively so that he will be successful in the IT industries. Good communication, information. We are expecting the media literacy nowadays. Literacy means what? Whether a particular student has very smart enough to get to extract the knowledge from the internet. That is called as media literacy. Then flexibility, leadership, initiatives, productivity, and social skills. So all these kinds of skills are expected nowadays. What is the action plan for Education 4.0? Okay, we're going to focus on 4 C's. First is communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. We teacher, we have to understand means what exactly, how many papers are based on creativity? How many questions we are asking about the critical thinking in our question paper? Then programming and ICT are the compulsory courses. In all of the colleges, like engineering colleges, nowadays the ICT and programming is the separate department. In case of art and commerce science, this will be a compulsory course. Industry-oriented curriculum, based curriculum delivery, and all timings are education towards the Education 4.0. But it's not enough. We have a curricular. We need to formulate strategy to support the Education 4.0. Encourage game-based and play-based. Break down into the various modular courses. Create a safe environment for learning. Develop a growth mindset. Promote nurturing relationship. Allow to focus on bridge courses. We have to use certain kind of bridge courses. If the particular student is not from IT or computer background, okay. So we have to introduce the bridge course so that he will get the knowledge of IT and computer. Encourage reflective and listening. There will be a quite clear learning and objective. And use hands-on approach, offer appropriate events. And we have to give certain rewards to the students. Then inquiry-based learning helps students to take advantage of that. We have to, in order to implement this education 4.0, we have to introduce certain new things into the curriculum and basic knowledge. Okay. Then we have to have a core courses. We have to have elective courses, supportive courses, practical courses, student social responsibility, internship, and on-job training. There will be a balanced syllabus of ethics and morality, knowledge, and skills. If you look at this integration of technology education 4.0, so we have started from chalk and talk, then whiteboard marker. PowerPoint presentation. In fact, we already explained all these technologies. Okay, this we are teaching from last 20 years. So we already explained this black and board to the innovative technology. So we have to think beyond the education 4.0. There will be education 5.0. The vision of education 4.0 is the human co-working. After 10 years or 15 years, there will be a robot will actually teach to the students. In the vision, robot and human will work together. So robot teach student and interact with them as a teacher after 10 or 15 years. So existing professor, lecturer, teacher will be completely changed. Professor, robot and teacher become robot. robot structure, and robot structure. So all this, and what about the students? Student become learners. So all the students, those who are learned, they become learners. So what will be then the role of with the progress the teacher? Then what will be the role of our what will do?
We teach the
What will be the role of teachers?
we teach the robots.
Correct. Would it be like this potential role of professor teacher in education 5.0? Will become edu charmer, controlling the bionics and gadgets. Will apply various kinds of gadgets. Will apply this AR, VR, various kinds of technology, augmented reality, virtual reality. So edu charmer who can transform the current education into education 4.0. The major shift in education, earlier it was job seeker, now job creators and balanced citizenship. Focus on input, now the focus are outcomes. Then reliance on the government resources, then highly centralized model of earned autonomy of institutions. Then earlier it was separate of private and public institution. Now it is completely changed. So there's a major shift in education because of the education 4.0 and 5.0. There are certain challenges. Migration from traditional or blended learning to a fully virtual and online delivery strategy will be not happen overnight. Definitely, it will take a lot of time. Student has too many sources of distraction, constantly changing. There are a lot of distraction in case of education 4.0. Barriers to train the teacher and to acquire online driven competencies in planning, implementing, and assessing performance. Teachers are also having lots of barriers. They are not easily changed in one night from, technical requirement, lot of technical requirement with the lack of good internet connections, high computer specification, lack of telecommunications. So all these challenges are there. So Malaysia has already implemented this education 4.0. Thailand is also implementing education 4.0. Myanmar, the United States, Canada, all these countries are now implementing this education 4.0. So the rise in the revolution of industries lead to the revolution of the field of the education. Education 4.0 brought more creative ideas into the students and teachers as well. Integrating more current technology, all this technology that we have already seen, A, B, C, D, and this AR, AI, all this technology that get integrated. The real problem with our education system is that it tests memorization. Are we checking or testing the memorization of the students, or not learning or the intelligence of the student? We are asking the students to, though your handwriting is poor, but you have to write the paper. Because why? Because we need evidences. So my sincere thanks to convener and co-convener.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time. And it was really an inspiring session on Education 4.0. Thank you.
Disconnect करूं?
We try to connect to Shastri Sinha.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. 1 minute.
No,
Give me some
no
time.
echoing effect.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Give me some time. I'll download your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
व्हिडिओ चालू केला तिथे.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah. I'll control from here.
Thank you very much, Neelam, and I like the idea of Pancha Pandav, the previous presenter presented, and the robots definitely are the future, but not to worry. Robots are artifacts, which I am going to discuss. The artifacts, to develop the artifacts, we need people, we need intelligent, skilled manpower. Not to worry. The future of our future generations and skilled people coming up from the universities. And so far, they have discussed about the educational aspects by previous speakers, but mine is more on industry-oriented speech connected to logistics and supply chains, and how the IS artifacts can be designed and developed. Like a robot is an artifact, and they are driven by a lot of data and information. In my case, it is spatially oriented logistics and supply chain data. How you can map and model that in various digital business systems. Next, you can contact me. My email address is there. And if anyone is interested to collaborate with me and associate with my work, you can do that. And there are other researchers who are connected to the School of Management, more interested in supply chain systems, logistics. You can make contacts with us. And next slide, please. And the Neelam. Yeah, we publish some research articles in high impacted journals. And one of them is highlighted here, design of, is my voice clear now? Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. There is no echoing effect.
Okay, sir. No, from here also there is no echo.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
one of the articles which we published, that is a design of a SWOT analysis model and its evaluation in diverse digital business ecosystem context. It has citations within 1 year, very short period of time. We have 200 citations. Very interesting article. And the other article, which is on Journal of Business Research, is a highly impacted, highly respected journal on big data guided upstream business research and its knowledge management. I think the researchers who are involved in big data, especially in the business context, must look at this article. And we also published business digital ecosystems. They are emerging, and the concepts and contexts are highly dynamic stage, and they are published in Wired Data Mining and Knowledge Discovery. This is a highly impacted journal. And these are a few journal papers which we published that have motivated us in pursuing the research in logistics and supply chain management systems. Am I clear? Next slide, please. Yeah, we made use of a lot of definitions, and the key definitions are shown here: sustainability, ecosystem, knowledge management. The researchers have to get involved and understand the use of these keywords in your research, especially the ecosystem, the digital ecosystem. The supply chain can be an ecosystem or a community with groups of interconnected domains and systems with linkable big data sources, including the communion of tools and technology, is another ecosystem. So understanding of these key definitions is a prerequisite for building the artifacts connected to the business business IS artifacts. Basically, another feature is attribute journey mapping and modeling. AJMM has a lot of scope and opportunity. Attribute can be a logistic. There are many number of attributes in logistics, number of attributes in supply chain management systems, and these can be mappable and modeled and accommodated in different repository systems. The IS artifacts representing the data relationships are the so-called egghead relationships, or the logical data relationships. Are the attributes are the ability to track and supply chain consignments and quality of trade and transport infrastructure events are accessible using these IS artifacts. Next one, please. So basically, the traditional IS artifacts have certain drawbacks in terms of aligning the data systems of various business systems worldwide. And the supply chains can exhibit a broad range of logistic structural features until the correct material is deliverable to projects, including precise information on business logistic routes. For that, we need data structuring, repository system mining, data mining, visualization, and interpretation in a methodological framework to improve the connectivity between different elements and processes of supply chains. The data and the information include entities, dimensions, and objects connected to the supply chain elements and processes, and which are the building blocks of the multi-dimensional frameworks and their metadata repository systems. The constructs and model features are anatomically articulated, cognizing various elements and processes of supply chains, including the supply routes. Geographic information systems a lot of role to play in business and logistics supply chains and their adaptability in connecting disrupted logistics and supply chains worldwide. Next one, please. So our job is to include some sort of domain ontologies, conceptual and contextual business digital ecosystems, big data innovations, all can streamline the connectivity between various events of supply chain operations. The motivation is the existence of large size volumes and varieties of business data sources in spatial dimensions. The events can occur within various elements and processes, which can exhibit new scopes of research in spatial dimensions. The big data innovative IS construction models are the part of artifacts to design the design science information system framework, and for which we need to identify, understand the business alignments at various locations, for which we need to model and map the various attributes involved in the various supply routes. Next one, please. So the organizational business and information strategies must be matched before you design an artifact. This I have shown here a schematic view where the researchers who are involved in digital businesses must understand the strategic viewpoints and their connectivity. And the concept of ecosystem, the concept of the sustainability have a lot of role to play in interpreting the spatially and time sustainment, human survival, including human functions, business functions and activities, although the impacts of diseases in polluted environments are widespread, especially in the pandemic times. So interlink between systems is interpretable with coexisting associations, which we call as egghead relationship, data relationships. These are immensely useful in building knowledge through attribute journey mapping and modeling process. The current research scope and domain are broad and multidimensional. For example, human ecosystems, though broadly describe human environments, but healthcare, natural environment influence human existence, including businesses ecologically. Next one, please. So in the entire life cycle of supply chain, we expect structured data and quality of information, which are highly demanding for resolving the modeling and management challenges. The design of IS artifacts in supply chain context, particularly in spatial dimensions, must match with your information flows, business needs, by deciphering meta-knowledge of supply chain operations and ascertaining the logistic performance. The construction of IS artifacts and logical multidimensional models can contribute to the makeup of your overall integrated framework. The motivation envisions optimized costs, from supply chain ecosystems and the data modeling strategies to derive and align industry operations, including large business process in spatial dimensions. Next one, please. The integration is very important, and the inconsistency in previous artifact designs can disorganize the data systems and hinder logical mapping and modeling, for which we need an integrated mapping process. So the effectiveness of business models has become a significant issue and indeterminate, causing the prototype evaluation to be uncertain. Next one, please. So this is a three-dimensional schematic view connecting entities and attributes of various strategies. It can be the strategy, can be business, the government e-governance strategy, the organizational strategy, and information strategies. All the attributes involved in these strategies must be gathered in your modeling process. And the big data essentially has a lot of role to play in describing the spatial temporal ecosystems data. Next one, please. So there are certain research questions put by various research audience in University of Melbourne. When I presented that, I just wanted to read that for the benefit of the audience there. Why do we need the design constructs and models in the logistics management context? How do we evaluate ISR construction models in the robust modeling and management perspectives? For that, we designed the objectives like articulate IS-guided business, logistics and supply chain construction models using design science theory. Your researchers must be aware of design science research theory that can be usable in interconnecting the supply chains and logistics in spatial dimensions. Evaluate the IS artifacts in the logistics performance context. There are several research articles published in this direction. I think if you want, I can share some of the knowledge of and the research articles published by earlier researchers in this direction. Next one, please. So similar questions were asked by other domain experts. What is the need of interconnecting human, healthcare, environment, and business ecosystems through IS artifacts? How do we achieve the connectivity and evaluate ecosystem sustainment? We use cross-domain research and develop IS articulations and connect ecosystems to understand the sustainability phenomena. Human, healthcare, environment, businesses, all these ecosystems are interconnectable through our IS integrated frameworks and repository systems. Having interpreted several attribute dimensions in diverse ecosystems, we build IS artifacts to evaluate the relationships between respective data ecosystems of multiple domains. Next one, please. These are some of the research elements for building a sustainable framework like domain sustainability. Domain sustainability is important to understand, assimilate that knowledge in your modeling process. Data integrity, salience, repository accessibility, security, knowledge cogency and adequacy, business viability, ecological function and resilience, and their associated attributes are all to be incorporated in your modeling process. Building connectivity attributes in the proposed sustainable framework is articulated in this schematic diagram here. Next one, please. I have explained to the researchers for the benefit of researchers at your school, at your college. Design science has a lot of role to play, how you design the models, how you design the constructs, how you design the artifacts, how you design the prototypes. and interconnect with your business needs and that match with your day-to-day activities of your businesses. For example, the research outputs involved constructs, models, methods, and instantiation are transposable with research activities like build, evaluate, theorize, and justify. So these are some of the inputs in the design science framework development process. And the framework deliverables are the constructs, models, method, and instantiation. For example, artifact. Any artifact, even human body is an artifact, is a cognitive artifact, whether it's cognitive or non-cognitive. In healthcare sciences, it is very popular. Human body description with a lot of information and data, like human anatomy, physiology, and human psychology. All can be interrelated and connectable within the human body. This is just an example. And this knowledge and the constructs and models have to be assimilated in your design science research modeling process. Next one, please. So the methodologies I discussed here, some of the schemas, how you can interconnect through various common attributes that you define from multiple domains, how they can be interconnectable, integrated, are shown in this schematic views here. Managing business supply chains in e-cloud environment, how you build various schemas and build repository systems, do data mining, visualization, and interpretation. All can be narratable in this schema here as shown here. And these metadata or cuboid data structures can be usable for qualitative and quantitative interpretation purposes. Next one, please. So I was explaining here the logistics, business, economics, and spatial. All are interconnectable through various schemas. I have just demonstrated how you can interconnect and assimilate and deduce a metadata. That I have demonstrated here. And the researchers have to do some exercise and analysis of various the attributes identified in multiple ecosystems. Next one, please. So the researcher has to understand what, where, how, some sort of reasoning to build relationships and then represent that in the form of schema. And those schemas have to be connected through a common attribute from multiple domains. Several supply chains and logistic route attributes are associatable with spatial temporal dimensions. Spatial temporal dimensions are common for every schema that you generate. Next one, please. So I think you skipped one anyway. This is some sort of an implementation framework in which the data acquisition, building relationships and ontologies between attributes, different ontology structures, big data characteristics, mapping and modeling the data attributes, data mining, visualization, and data interpretation. All the stages have to be incorporated in one single framework. The attributes interpreted within human, healthcare, environment, and businesses can be collaborated within the components of DSIS framework. DSIS means Design Science Information System Framework. Next one, please. So the same one, I'm just showing the concept of attribute journey mapping and modeling that consists of data mining, data visualization and data interpretation, knowledge discovery, how you represent the knowledge and provide that knowledge to your clients. Next one, please. These are some of the map views in terms of the northing and easting, like coordinate data. I'm talking about the coordinate data, easting and northing, and how you map them and prepare maps, map views. These are some of the map views, like the trade and track consignment, business consignments, how the infrastructure attributes are behaving on your consignments, day-to-day consignments. Some sort of map views you can prepare using the metadata and the framework that you have developed. The overall findings show that the ability to track and consignment instances is comparable to the quality of a business trade and transport infrastructure. So this sort of map views can be represented, can be prepared for your clients, so as to ascertain your business business arguments or your inferences, business deliverables to your clients. The red color are indicative of good business interests. They are logistics services supplied by the provider. The other areas, green areas, are poorly logistically developed. Some sort of interpretation you can build based on these map views. Next one, please. You can build some bubble plots using various attributes like population growth, life expectancy, CO2 emissions, GDP growth attributes. All can be individually representable in different plot and map views. And this is under results and discussions. Besides, the analysis done for over 80 years of carbon emissions data suggests that CO2 increase is due to manufacturing activities. Some sort of interpretation you can build based on the analysis. Next one, please. So these are the bubble plot views between population growth, life expectancy, annual CO2 emissions, and GDP growth in sustainable spatial dimensions for different years. Especially I have shown for the current last 2-3 years pandemic environments. How the supply chain routes have affected severely. These are shown in these bubble plots. Next one, please. These are some of the metadata views, the slicing and dicing done from the using the various data mining tools and technologies, and the attributes can be mapped and shown in different spatial dimensions for interpretation and knowledge discovery. Next one, please. The contribution is IS artifact designs and evaluating their efficacy in new knowledge domains using artifact utility evaluation properties. Lot of research articles published on utility evaluation properties. If any researcher wants to have some knowledge idea of this artifact evaluation property, for example, your business artifact that you develop, how it can be implemented in your organization. So those research articles are published in highly impacted journals. I can share with you. And AJMM technology ensures good quality data and their authenticity. Otherwise, it can affect the visualization and interpretation. However, in the current research, we have reconciled the data qualities and their use in the AJMM process. Next one, please. So there's immense scope and opportunity to add to develop the theory of design science in this current research using different domains, applications of the human, healthcare, environment, and business ecological instances. Interdependence between multiple digital ecosystems ascertains the value of an ecological solution in interpreting the sustainability phenomena. So the ecosystem constants must agree with the big data guided design science framework theory and its elements. So the research demonstrates the balance between human, healthcare, environment, and business context to gain the economics in green environments. Next one, please. So there is a lot of future work ongoing, and I will be happy if the researchers at your college, if they have understood how you design and develop the artifact and incorporate and unify them within the design science framework consistently, I will be happy to work with them and collaborate. And data heterogeneity and multidimensionality pose a lot of key challenges, especially in the spatial dimensions in big data context. So how you resolve that using the DISS framework. Data qualities are other challenges. So you need special skills for interpreting the data views and the bubble plots. Next one, please. So the IS approach ascertains the sustainment of multiple ecosystems, providing new knowledge. Big data have a role to play in resolving the ecosystem data complexities, including investigating the coherency between different digital ecosystems. Mapping and modeling methodologies have successfully delineated the connectivity between multiple ecosystems through various map views and then plot views. Unless the heterogeneity of multiple ecosystems and data complexities are resolved, we cannot understand the sustainability between ecosystems and recognize their economic benefits. Next one. So the ecosystem concepts and applications can generate economic values among industries that comply with supply chain information systems. Our vision is to examine the logistics and supply chain affected by COVID-19 pandemic locations through IS models. So our outlook is to infer IS articulations that can substantially improve the global logistics movement between businesses through various value-added supply chains. Big data characteristics have supported our IS artifact designs and development. Ontologies are described wherever necessary to connect supply chains and logistic routes. I think this is the last slide. Hello? Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll be happy to take any questions if you may have.
No, I think the students are waiting for lunch. So thank you, sir. Thank you for joining online.
Okay, thank you very much, and let me know.
Always backbone to our conference. So we are here extremely grateful to our keynote speaker, Dr. Shashi Kumar sir, Dr. Shastri sir, and Dr. Abhijit sir, who have taken out their valuable time from their busy schedule to share their knowledge with us. Shashi Kumar sir talk about the education challenges and how the technology can help to overcome these challenges. He spoke about the virtual labs, OLabs, and the role of games in education. Abhijit sir, thank you for sharing your knowledge about the education 4.0 and making us aware about the role of teacher and student in education 5.0 era. Thank you, Shastri sir, for always supporting our conference and briefing us about your research work related to the decision science concepts implemented in business domain. So I I appreciate our principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, Shruti ma'am, and Shruti Nanavati for continuous guidance and motivation. So on the behalf of SVKM, Usha Praveen Gandhi College and DSCIT department, I sincerely thank our president Amrish Bhai Patel and our mentor Harshad Bhai Sharma. I would like to thank our convener Dr. Manisha Divte and co-convener Neelam Naik and Sunita for ensuring a maximum participation. And I would like to appreciate three of them for devoting their time and working with patience since last 6 months for this conference. A special mention to our Register Kalika ma'am, office staff, and my all colleagues, department colleagues, for helping us to run this conference smoothly. Thank you, our technical team, Jagdish sir, Sandeep sir, and Arun sir. And last but not the least, this conference is not possible without participants and all of you. Thank you and all the best for your presentation. And I know you are waiting for a lunch place. Please join in room number 6 for your lunch. Thank you, Shastri sir.
Okay, thank you.
Some announcements for you. We will have next session after the lunch break and we will join back at 1:30 p.m. We request the presenters and listeners to join the respective tracks assigned to you. In case of any technical difficulty, kindly contact us and we will make this paper presentation more interesting by selecting one best paper from each track and the best paper award will be given to you. Okay, so let's meet at 1:30. Thank you. Track 2 will be here only. So after lunch, we will come here. Track 3 will be in room number 5 and track 1 will be online. Yeah, so track 2 will come room number 8, track 3 will come room number 5. Yeah. Yes. Hello, online participants. Yeah, we will meet in track 1. So your presentation will start at 1:30. Thank you. Yeah.
We can start with AKS live.
Hello, everyone. We are here. 1 minute. Let me join this session once again. Camera. Hello, everyone is here from track 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am, we are here.
Wait.
I'm Jayshree and Gopi Swaminathan.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start our session after some time. Yeah. Let me leave this meeting and join once again. Some camera problem. I'll join once again.